Okay, I wanted to make this video short and to the point. I have two 19-year-old 3-ton split units on my home. I wanted to increase the efficiency of the unit and have it easier on the compressor when it started, as well as maybe save some money in the long run. I purchased two Micro Air Easy Starts and installed each one of them on the outside of my unit because they obviously wouldn't fit into the control box. These are both Bluetooth-based units, so I can connect to them on my phone and then check and verify what my current amp draw is, as well as the starting amp draw on every startup, as well as the count on how many different times it started over the past since I installed them. This is my second 3-ton split unit that I installed the Easy Start on. It's on the back side here, because in the morning, early morning, this whole side of the house is full of sun, and so I wanted to do my best to try to keep the actual face of the Easy Start out of the sun itself. They're rated for outside, but I still want to try to keep it out of the sun as much as possible. Like I said, these are 19-year-old Goodman units, split units, and to this point I replaced them. I actually installed these a few months ago because I wanted to be able to see what my overall outcome was going to be over a few months. And to date, because this is August of 2023, which means this is the hardest part of the year here in Arizona, and so far the highest temperature they've had to endure has been 119 degrees, which was just last month. So these Easy Starts will carry the load. Okay, this is my first unit. This is the status, the live status of it. I think every 5 seconds it updates the live current, the live amperage draw on the unit. And then below that, where it says last start peak, it shows 22.6. And right now I've got a total number of starts since the install, which is 1,574. So this is pretty much a description of which one of my units looks like. So there's a snapshot of that. Okay, this is my second unit with my second Easy Start. Now this one's running at 11.4 amps currently, and the last starting peak was 22.1, and this one has a total of 1,949 starts on this Easy Start since I installed it several months ago. And since it's in the summer months here in Arizona, these things are constantly running, so it's not a big deal. So how do we save money utilizing these Easy Starts? Well, the first thing we look at is overall wear and tear on our compressors and motors is going to be much lower. They're drawing less current. But the main reason that we save money utilizing these Easy Starts on our air conditioner is, in most households such as ours, our peak demand for hourly is determined by our air conditioners, especially in the summertime. Originally, each one of these air conditioners were drawing right around 100 amps every time they would start, which means the peak for every hour that each one of these air conditioners started was going to be 100 amps. And that's the rate we are being charged for every hour that those air conditioners set that peak demand. So what happened was, when I installed these Easy Starts, our peak demand went from 100 amps to 22 amps. So there's an 80 amp difference between where we were being charged and where we are now being charged. And that reflected in our monthly electric bill. And I'll tell you how. We're on, we pay the same amount every month for our electricity. So, because in the winter months we use a lot less electricity in Arizona, and the summer months is when we use a bulk of our electricity. So, we've got an averaged out plan that we pay the same amount every month. So, let's just say $400. We pay $400 every month, and that averages out our summer bill with our winter bill. So, it was in May that I installed these units. And of course, you've got to go through a billing cycle or two. Well, in July, when we received our bill, our monthly bill had dropped $44 utilizing these Easy Starts. Now, our average bill is going to be based on year-round. So now that we've already gone through that couple of bills, we've seen a $44 a month drop. We're probably going to see a little bit more because, like I said, we are decreasing the peak demand for our home. Since our air conditioners were drawing the most current when they started of any other appliance in our home. So it was our peak demand was being based upon what our starting current draw from our air conditioners was. And now, since we've dropped that by about 78 amps, we've dropped our bill because we're not getting charged at that higher peak demand rate. We've lowered our peak demand rate